Welcome to Bloodbath & Beyond. Today we review The Driller Killer. There are those who kill violently.
Directed by Abel Ferrara, starring Abel Ferrara and Carolyn Marz, Driller Killer is about an artist who slowly goes insane while he struggles to complete his painting, pay the bills, and care for his two girlfriends.
This is a retrospective review, so we will have lots of spoilers. We'll talk about the kills, and we're gonna show most of the movie.
What do we like about this movie?
I like the title of this movie. It leaves a lot to the imagination. Not really, actually. It suggests that there will be a killer with a drill.
Mm-hmm.
Which we do get, which is neat to an extent. I liked that there was a belt made of batteries, so it made sense for the killer to walk around with a drill. A plug-in drill, a little hard to walk the streets and kill people with.
Sometimes movies, they raise questions that aren't answered. But this one made it very clear that this is how he's getting power. I think this movie had a unique style, like a grungy punk feel, similar to kind of other 70s and 80s movies, but I think it worked for what the movie was trying to be, which was like this punk rock, artistic indie scene. So the look and feel of it, I think, was good, and it added to the psychosis of the artist.
You basically have this guy who's making this master painting. He doesn't have any money. He is just hoping this is going to be the best thing to get him out of his situation. He lives with a girlfriend that has a girlfriend as well, who lives there. And there's a punk band that is constantly playing music in the basement. And he's just going nuts. And so you totally understand what he's feeling. Like, I don't like people walking above me when we film this show, because it drives me fucking crazy. I would be pissed if I'm sitting there trying to just paint away and there's just people making racket, especially if it's punk music.
Yeah, so you feel the pressure building on top of it.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
All right. Right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I want it over there.
Over here.
On the right side.
On this side. All right.
You don't understand why he kills people with a drill,
Correct.
but you know why he's crazy.
I liked the nudity in this movie. There is a little bit of lesbianism. So we do have girls washing each other and kissing in a shower, which is nice. And there are some decent blood spills. I wouldn't say there's gore in this movie. It's just more a drill can drill a hole into something and blood would come out. That's basically what's gonna happen here.
The amount of blood will vary depending on where he drills. There's nothing special about the kills.
That's very true.
It's a hole that produces blood. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's here.
Yep.
Back to the killer name, Driller Killer. We picked up this movie. We thought we had seen it.
I really thought that I had loved this. I remember just watching this and loving it. And I'm I've been looking for Driller Killer, finally. So I bought the Arrow Steelbook. I was just I need the Steelbook version of this holy movie. I love this movie. I don't think I've seen it before.
What didn't we like about this movie?
It is just really slow and is not likable. I don't know why there's a cult following for it. I thought I was part of that cult. Maybe everyone else saw a different movie and they thought this was the one. And I thought this one was one that I liked, and it's not.
No.
For good reason.
It's long.
It's not even that long. It's an hour 40.
Yeah, it felt longer.
It did, because nothing really happens.
Yeah, so you're building up to this guy who's going insane. But I feel like he gives in to killing people with drills a little too early.
I would say the opposite.
Well, I'm saying...
It took 50 minutes before he killed somebody.
But, in those 50 minutes, we didn't buy he was insane until after he killed his first person.
Right. He seemed like he's just down on his luck.
Holy Christ, man. What is this? What'd they do? Send us to bill of Madison Square Garden? What, are they kidding me, man? How the hell are we supposed to pay this bill, man? What is it, for 3 months?
That's the bill for 1 month.
Christ, what do we got here? A refrigerator, a couple of lights?
And you can see that he's starting to go crazy, but then the next scene he's killing a homeless man.
I thought maybe they were going for an American Psycho, is it in his head or something like that? But that turned out to be wrong.
They flash into his mind where he's covered in blood and he's doing something weird, and then it focuses on his artwork on the eye of the buffalo that he's been painting, and you think that it's there's something else here. There isn't.
No.
There is nothing. All he does is he plugs in his drill, hits the streets, and kills homeless people in not very graphic ways and not enjoyable ways. Most of the time you don't even see anything happen. Like he'll just walk up and go, done.
Like, yeah.
Also, can I just state, if I'm ever going to be killed and somebody by a driller killer, I'm gonna hear a drill. Like a drill is one of the loudest things. You're gonna hear it a mile away. There's no way you're sneaking up to a sleeping homeless man and drilling him in the face without him knowing.
Keep in mind, this is also, it's like that long is the bit. He's not using like a special murder bit.
It's not even that thick, to be honest. It's like, I don't know, it's a 1/4 inch.
There's also these punk rockers, the Roosters.
The Roosters, yes.
Now, I don't know if their music is good for what they were. I didn't enjoy it. And they played a lot of music in this.
And one of the biggest problems with the music is like not only is the music not really enjoyable, but the vocals all clip audio. So the audio is just like terrible. It's like headphone warning like problems. Like you're gonna hate the audio in this movie.
And in the beginning of the movie, they tell you that this movie has to be played loud. I disagree. I don't think it being loud is going to help because of the clipping and because of the shitty music and the bad acting. The acting didn't help this movie at all.
I think the main guy was just a joke, dude.
You know what you know about? You know about how to bitch and how to eat and how to bitch and how to shit and how to bitch, but you don't know nothing about pain. So don't tell me when this is going to be done. I'll tell you when it's going to be done.
Another problem we have is we don't care about any single person that gets killed until the end of the movie.
And we don't even care at that point.
Yeah, because you've lost us already. So like random homeless people, this is a common problem with most horror movies, is that like if you give us a jokester that gets killed, we're like, oh no, this guy died, I kind of liked him. But just killing random people doesn't work for the entire movie.
No, it's fine to like segue boring scenes. Like if there's like a lot of dialogue you need to get through, maybe some exposition or some character building, then it's going to some party scene that's going to be important. In the middle, on the way to the party, you can have a one-off kill, and that's fine. But we definitely need some of the kills to be impactful in some capacity because you need to feel for the characters or else you don't give a shit. And nobody cared that there was a guy killing people with drills.
No one in the movie cared.
No one even acknowledged them.
Yeah. Now, this is like 70s New York, so it's probably, you know, based on a true story or something. There could have been a cop character. There could have been like a news program.
They do have a couple characters that you hope would die, and they die off screen. Or don't die at all. And that doesn't happen until the very end of the movie, and you're like, oh, okay, so I'm not satisfied because the whole movie builds up to you killing these two people, and then you don't see those two people die.
At the time, maybe these deaths were cool. I'm going to say maybe in 1979.
Okay.
You know, maybe getting killed with a drill is kind of cool. But like now, it doesn't hold up well.
Not at all.
There's no tension to the killing either, right?
And it's not even like, there's no like stalking of prey, right?
Yeah.
Like the guy, you know who the killer is immediately. Like it's the main guy, Reno something. I feel like maybe this was like a different movie and they just like reshot those scenes or something. Like I wish I knew a little bit more about the actual like behind the scenes of this. I barely liked the movie. I didn't even like the movie. There's no way I need to know more.
I don't know. Like I think there is a movie in here that could have been cool. If they went through the like American Psycho style thing, I think. But that's just looking back. A retrospective, if you will, of what could have been. What they ended up with is something that I think should be forgotten.
I think so too. And I feel a little guilty now bringing it up.
It's time for our final thoughts and ratings.
The Driller Killer is a movie that I thought I liked that I did not like. Unfortunately, this movie is boring as hell, and I would rather have not watched it. I would have rather just had that memory that I thought this was a good one. The acting is not good. The whole story is just not enjoyable. It's very long, it's very dry. Nothing really happens. And then there's some insert shots of a guy killing some people with a drill. And those aren't even that good. There's like one or two that even have blood. So those are cool. But other than that, it's just not great. So I'm gonna give this one greedy pizza bitch out of 5.
Overall, this movie just didn't do it for me. It's long, it's boring, it just feels inconsequential. You know, you have a guy who's an artist who's painting and it doesn't work out, so he kills people. I didn't feel sorry for him. I didn't feel sorry for the people he was killing. I didn't like his friends. I don't know if maybe the 1979 indie punk rock scene wasn't for me, but you know, I just didn't care. I didn't like anybody. I just don't think this movie was able to like connect with me personally on any level, and any of the horror aspects that it should have had just was not there. So there was nothing cool about this movie at all. So for that reason, I'm going to give it 1 Rooster Mobiles out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, there are links in the description where you can find it. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond.